Good afternoon. I'd like to thank a few people that have reached out and asked me to give a little bit of a video on what's been happening in the marketplace over the last couple of weeks and how last week compares to this week. So one of the things that I'm doing, I'm taking a look at the 7th until the 13th of March, compared to the 14th to the 20th of March, and what's happening in the local real estate markets, just as a sort of update to see how all of this virus stuff is actually affecting the local markets. So what I've done here is I've gone in, I'm going to just share my screen here with everybody. There we go. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've created a map for an area that I would consider myself to be a local expert in. So that would be East York, Riverdale, Leslieville, the beaches, upper beaches, that sort of area. And you can see here, I've drawn the map in the area that that I want to take a look at. And what I did is I highlighted all of the sold homes for, and again, this is the week of the 7th to the 13th. You can see here that during that time, there were 36 homes that were on the market. And um, we've got, I think, 17 that have sold. So what I did is I took a look at then the following week, and that's the week of the 14th to 20th. That's the week that we're just finishing up right now. And interestingly, there were a lot more homes on the market. 76 homes came on the market, and I think 28 of those have sold, and some of them actually rather quickly. So what I did is I broke down the statistics here for you. You can see the side-by-side statistics for last week versus this week. And so when you break it down, you can see that there were only 17 homes that sold last week versus the 28 that sold this week. What I find most interesting is actually that the average price has gone up, by about $70,000 here, 60, yeah, almost $70,000 increase in the average sale price. Also interesting to see is how quickly the home sold. You can see at the bottom here it says days on market. Um, the average is 9 days, with the low being set just 7 days and the high being 14 days. Whereas now, our average days on market in this last week is just five, with the low being 1 day on market and the high being 7 days. So uh, it's difficult to really say what's happening. I don't know if people are panic buying. I would hate to use that word. If they're in a rush to buy before the market slows down and they want to get into something, it could be. I'm not going to speculate on what's driving this. It could be an anomaly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in again next week and do a very similar video and then compare the 3 weeks worth of data, and we'll see how things are moving along. If there are more or less or the same number of new homes coming on the market. Just as an FYI, these are just freehold homes. I'm not looking at condominiums or condo townhouses or any of that other sort of stuff. And I'm only really looking in these areas you can see along the right side here. I'm specifically looking in the east side of Toronto and limiting my view to that. If anybody is interested in knowing something about maybe a different market, I would be happy to answer those questions. You can send me text or give me a call at 416-435-8324. That's my cell here. You can shoot me also an email at chris@halyardgroup.ca. I'd be happy to dive in and do a video on it on a local area that somebody might be interested in, or just take a call and walk through what's happening in those local markets. So until next time, be safe and enjoy the social media feeds and working from home and all that good stuff that goes along with that. All right. Until then, I will talk to you later.